My fiancée publicly admitted she regretted leaving her ex for me, so I called off our wedding. But what happened turned her world upside down. I, a 29-year-old male, work as a paramedic and have been with my fiancée, Erica, a 27-year-old female, for 3 years. She teaches elementary school. We were supposed to get married next spring. I own the house and she moved in about a year ago. Here's where things started getting weird. Around February, she began acting differently. She spent more time on her phone and wouldn't let me see who she was texting. She started going to bed earlier and was overall distant. When I asked what was wrong, she blamed work stress or wedding planning stress. The phone thing really bothered me. We had always been open about our phones. If hers rang while she was in the shower, I would answer it. Normal couple stuff. Suddenly she became protective as hell, keeping her phone face down on the table, taking it to the bathroom, and never leaving it charging where I could see it. I tried talking to her about it, but she insisted everything was fine and said I was being paranoid, so I backed off. I started working extra shifts to save money for the honeymoon. We had talked about going to Hawaii since she had never been and always wanted to see the islands. I figured maybe I was being paranoid and picked up extra shifts to save more money for the honeymoon. I was putting in 60+ hour weeks sometimes, which meant less time at home and less time to notice her weird behavior in the last few weeks before everything exploded. She was practically a different person. She was still going through the motions of being my fiancée, still talking about the wedding and our future. But it felt fake, like she was acting out a role instead of being excited about marrying me. I was still in denial, still making excuses, thinking maybe once we got through the wedding planning stress, things would go back to normal. I thought maybe she was just one of those people who gets overwhelmed by big events and shuts down emotionally. I was so wrong about everything. Last month we were supposed to go to dinner at this Italian place she picked out. It was nothing special, just a Tuesday night date. I was looking forward to spending some quality time together since we had barely seen each other all week. She had been weird all day though. I got home around 500 in the evening, and she was already dressed, sitting on the couch, just staring at her phone. When I said hi, she barely looked up. I asked if she was ready to go, and she said, sure. In a flat voice like she was doing me a favor. We got to the restaurant and the hostess sat us at a nice table by the window. Finally, I asked what was wrong for probably the third time. She put her phone down and looked at me with an expression I had never seen before, nervous, but also excited. I need to tell you something, she said. Calvin reached out to me. Calvin, her college ex-boyfriend. My stomach immediately dropped. She told me he had found her on Instagram a few weeks ago and said he had been thinking about her, that he made a mistake when they broke up. They had been talking, really talking about everything, about how they never should have broken up. I asked if she had been texting her ex for weeks without telling me. She said it wasn't like that at first, just catching up. But that old feelings came back. What they had was different, intense, passionate. Then she dropped the bomb.